Hey, what's up you guys, it's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to go into chapter 43 of The Murder House by James Patterson and David Ellis. So let's get right into this video. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, I suggest you click off the video now. You have been warned. Chapter 43. The courtroom is wall-to-wall with spectators and media, cops and prosecutors, people from the community standing room only once again. The room is so quiet that you can actually hear the ringing sound that absolute silence produces, everyone craning forward, eagerly awaiting the next words that will come from the mouth of the witness. Even the judge, peering over his glasses at the witness stand, his brow furrowed, his lips pursed. The news leaked out yesterday. CNN picked it up first, but not the details. The details are for today, for this hearing, for this moment. Detective Jenna Murphy, dressed in a blue suit, has testified for over an hour thus far, setting the table for what will come next. Noah's defense lawyer, Joshua Brody, has proceeded methodically, establishing her credentials, her minor role in the investigation, and going through a lot of technical questions and answers that the court needs to establish the authenticity of the letter found on her uncle's computer. Ultimately, the judge decided that the letter could be admitted into evidence, which paved the way for Brody to cut to the heart of this hearing. My uncle was the chief, so he had to take over any crime scene he wanted, says Detective Murphy. He took over the investigation of the crime scene at 7 Ocean Drive, and he removed the bloody knife and Melanie's charm necklace before any investigators arrived. Then he controlled the search of Mr. Walker's house after his arrest. She shrugs. He could do whatever he wanted. Nobody would know. Joshua Brody's nose nods. So you're telling us? I'm telling you that my uncle taped the knife and necklace underneath the heating duct and pretended to discover them there. She says, I'm telling you that my uncle planted the evidence in Noah Walker's kitchen. A release throughout the courtroom. The collective gasp. Behind him, footsteps. Reporters prohibited from using smartphones in the courtroom, rushing out to send off text messages. A tweet, a quick phone call. The courtroom exit is probably like a revolving door right now. Journalists stepping out for the breaking news, then returning to hear if there's anything more. But Noah Walker won't turn back to look. His eyes are forward on Jenna Murphy, the woman who spin-kicked him in the face the first time they met, who broke into his house and fired a bullet only inches from his head the second time, who provided the crucial testimony, the testimony that led to his conviction the third, and who now, after reading a letter from her uncle on his computer, is coming forward to stand up for Noah. There was a testimony at trial, says Brody, that my client confessed to the murders of Melanie Phillips and Zach Stern. Murphy nods, blinking slowly, her expression blank. If she is enjoying this, she doesn't show it. If she's conflicted, she hides that as well. Something tells Noah she's good at that, at concealing her thoughts or feelings. That's what the chief told me, Murphy says, but it was a lie. He lied to me, and I repeated the lie to the jury without realizing it was false. Another audible reaction from the spectators, another banging on the gavel from the judge. Anyone who is unable to sit quietly says the judge will be removed. Noah didn't confess to Dio Cornwall, Murphy says. I talked to Dio after I found this letter on my uncle's computer. Chief James told him he would get a better sentence if he lied about Noah confessing to him, and a worse sentence if he didn't. He gave Dio information so Dio could tell a convincing lie to the prosecutors. Everything my uncle admitted to in this letter, Dio confirmed to me. I see, Brody nods. And what about Noah's so-called confession to the chief himself? It never happened. Murphy shakes her head. He lied to everyone about that. He lied to the lieutenants. He lied to the prosecutors. She pauses, clears her throat, the first sign of any emotion all from her. He lied to me, she says. A thrill courses through Noah, tears filling his eyes. He wouldn't let himself believe it. The roller coaster, the sensation of free falling through the air. The entire terrifying journey through a system with murky rules and mysterious procedures. He's never been able to trust it. Not even coming here today. He wouldn't allow his hopes to rise, only to crash to the ground again. But now it's happening. If I may ask, Detective, says Brody, why did you come forward? This man was your uncle. You could have easily brushed this aside. Jenna Murphy, eyes cast downward, she shakes her head. Because it's not supposed to be like this, she says. It's supposed to be about justice, not winning, because deep down even my uncle understood that, which is why he wrote that letter. Noah begins to tremble uncontrollably, the tears streaming down his face. So many times he gave up hope, so often he wanted to die. He thinks of Paige, who couldn't be here to see this, and squeezes his eyes shut, crying harder than he ever remembers crying. His lawyer's arm comes around him while Noah hears the voice of the prosecutor, Sebastian Akers, reminding the court that the prosecution, though Detective Murphy brought this information to light, that the prosecutor is just as concerned with the proper administration of the justice as anyone. And then someone else is talking, the judge, the Honorable Robert Barnett, known as one of the county's toughest judges. Listen, Noah, his lawyer whispers to him. Noah raises his eyes, his vision blurred by the tears that catch in his throat, leaving him speechless. Based on the material that's been submitted to the court, as well as the testimony today, says the judge, and the lack of any objection from the state, there is only conclusion that this court can reach. The defendant has been the victim of a blatant miscarriage of justice. The defendant's Article 440 motion is well taken. The judge removes his glasses and looks at Noah, pausing first, considering his next words. Mr. Walker, the state of New York owes you an apology. You have spent nearly a year of your life under this cloud, and I understand you have suffered greatly while incarcerated for a crime that is now clear to me you did not commit. I only hope that you won't let this ordeal consume you with bitterness and anger, that you can find something positive out of this experience. If I could give you back the last year of your life, I would, but I can't. All I can do now is find, as a matter of law, that your convictions cannot stand. Noah, emotionally overloaded, shaking, manages to nod in response. The defendant's motion is granted, says the judge, banging the gavel. The defendant's convictions for the murders of Melanie Phillips and Zachary Stern are hereby vacated. The defendant shall be discharged from custody immediately. That is the end of this chapter. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.